Coming up, an encampment has been erected on the NAU campus. Plus, NAU psychology students are finding it tough to enroll in some of the classes they need. The news starts now.
You're watching NAZ Today, Northern Arizona's local news.
Good evening and welcome to a special edition of NAZ Today. I'm Kaylee Doyle.
And I'm Marlena Stitz. Thank you for tuning in. This is our show where newer reporters are given the opportunity to show off their skills that they have learned this semester. An encampment protesting the U.S. involvement in the Israel-Palestine conflict has been erected on NAU campus. The Students for Justice in Palestine created the encampment at 6 a.m. on Tuesday morning. The organization says in a statement that they have 4 demands for their university: transparency of its lobbying activity, to cut ties with companies and organizations that benefit from Israel's occupation, to sever ties with the university from U.S. political systems, and to abolish the NAU police. The encampment is located on the grass near the University Union in the Gilly Water Hall.
The organization says it's anticipating a removal attempt by NAU PD around 10 p.m. tonight. This morning, NAU released a statement saying the group may express itself as long as it does not endanger public safety. This encampment follows a wake of similar protests across the country, with one of the encampments leading to the cancellation of the valedictorian speech at USC. At this time, NAU PD has declined to comment. Riding across the country, motorcyclists stopped in Flagstaff to change perceptions surrounding their community.
They're on a journey to share one message: equality for all in America.
Riding across the country, motorcyclists stopped in Flagstaff to change perceptions surrounding their community. They're on a journey to share one message: equality for all in America. A national movement is revving up to take down stereotypes and promote equality.
To put out a very public image of a community that is seen one way, but be able to demonstrate something on the opposite end of that.
The motorcyclist community is trying to change not only how they are perceived, but also what it means to be an American.
We relay them across the country. So the motorcyclists will ride across a state, meet motorcyclists from another state, hand it off, and so on until it winds up in Washington, D.C.
Armed with the country's founding documents, these motorcyclists sign and hand them off as a public declaration.
The Liberty Ride is a progressive motorcycle-centered activity designed to promote a message of acceptance for all Americans, no matter who they are, what they look like, the color of their skin, whom they choose to love, whether they choose to worship or not.
Beyond sending the message of acceptance, Greenspan wants to encourage everyone to vote to make a difference.
Show me that voting actually matters. It's easy to get jaded. It's easy to get cynical about the American process.
As they pass through Flagstaff, Hickman says finding himself in this community has been a ride.
It's just like going into a college, right? You go into university, and everyone you meet from all the different backgrounds, well, the one thing you have in common is you're going to that one school, right? It's very much the same.
Their journeys across the nation show how far they're willing to go to spread awareness.
1 person is dead, 2 injured in a shooting in Cameron. No word on the condition of the 2 survivors as of yesterday's incident. Police are looking for a suspect, 44-year-old Derek Myron. He is considered to be armed and dangerous. Detectives say that the situation was an isolated incident and not an active shooter situation. If you know any information, call the Navajo Police Tuba City District at 928-283-3111. The American Lung Association released a State of the Air report for 2024. It shows Arizona still has significant air quality changes. The report listed Phoenix as one of the top 5 cities most polluted by ozone. Palo Alto and Maricopa County both received failing grades for all 3 measures of particulate matter and ozone pollution. While Coconino County received a B grade, a news release from Arizona Department of Environmental Quality says wildfire smoke impacts are a likely contributor to the problem.
The Upper Lake Mary and Narrows boating sites are installing an on-site automated fee machine starting May 4th. People can purchase a $10 day pass or a weekly pass for $15. America the Beautiful and Red Rock annual passes will be valid at both sites. Both passes can be purchased at Coconino National Forest stations, Lake Mary Country Store, and the Flagstaff Visitor Center. Northern Arizona University announced a formal partnership with San Carlos Apache College, and the partnership aims to offer additional and higher education opportunities for the Native American students. NAU says the collaborative effort hopes to strengthen opportunities at all levels and includes student success initiatives, academic programming, transfer and graduate education pathways, and faculty collaboration.
NAU psychology students are finding it tough to enroll in some of their classes that they need.
NAZ Today's Nicole Rutherford tells us some of the problems is supply and demand.
Psychology students say small class sizes, long wait lists, and too many students from different majors are making it hard for them to get through the program.
The study of psychology has been rapidly growing throughout the last decade. With the rise of mental health awareness, more students want to get into the field.
I chose to major in psychology because I've always found it really interesting.
The program has over 1,400 majors and another 1,000 taking the psychology minor.
Psychology is a really popular minor too, and just like a really broad subject that like a lot of students that aren't even psych majors are trying to take psychology classes. But there's not even a lot of options because I know like so many people get waitlisted.
Psych professor Jason Wetton says it's true.
It's just a matter of the number of resources that we have as far as teachers go. We are one of the largest majors on campus. It's because of that it is hard for us to get students in.
Even though psychology is its own field of study, psych courses are in demand from other areas.
We also are what's called a service department, which means that a lot of our courses are required by other majors as well. So if you're a nursing major, for example, you're required to take a lot of psych courses. If you are, in business, you have some psych courses to take.
Psychology is one of the largest majors at NAU, and Wetton says the faculty is well aware of the problem and faces a choice of whether to keep serving other departments or lock down psychology classes for their own majors. For now, he supports keeping the classes open for students. That means crowded classes.
The professors here in psychology are super amazing. I love the department. It's kind of hard to get in classes, especially your freshman year. You might not take that many psychology classes, but that's okay. You'll make up for it by the time you graduate.
One student, Daniela Silva, told me that as a first-generation Latina going to college, she wants to help spread awareness of mental health issues, especially in the Hispanic community. She feels that the university should consider adding more classes and even proposed an idea for the university to build their own psychology building. Nicole Rutherford, NAZ Today.
Coming up, an NAU professor partners with U2 on a documentary. Stay with us.
The black truck? Hey, Christina from accounting.
Yeah, hi.
Hey, I used to date a girl named Christina.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and then she dumped me for my best friend. You want to see some photos of them that I took?
I don't.
I thought we talked about this, buddy.
Buzzed and overshared again?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm gonna call a car.
That's a smart idea.
So yeah, I know, that's why I did it.
Hey, you're gonna get back to the top of the mountain.
Does that mean I'm gonna get back with Christina?
No.
Oh.
No.
How prepared is your family if a wildfire shows up at your doorstep, or a flood, or an earthquake? You can't just turn away a natural disaster. That's why it's important to go to ready.gov/plan now. It has the tools and tips you need to make an emergency plan with your family. So if disaster comes knocking,
Let's go.
you'll be ready to help keep your family safe.
It's just a pizza.
Yes. Make a plan today.
Bill Carter, an NAU professor, recently produced a film about his memoir, Fools Rush In, that came out in 2005. The documentary production started in 2021.
Both the film and the memoir are about his time in Bosnia when the war was happening in the 1990s. NAZ Today's Taken Kelly has the story.
The movie Kiss the Future it's about a lot of things, but at the core of it is about how when politicians kind of hijack a country and turn people against each other, what do? Right? When your neighbor is your neighbor and now they're trying to kill you.
You might call Bill Carter an explorer, and in the 1990s he found himself in Sarajevo, where life somehow managed to go on despite the conflict.
And after, these people were in a siege in Sarajevo for 4 years, and they're very educated, very smart, very cultured, and they turned toward their art and culture to survive. And it became their superpower. And to see that, to hear it, to feel it, to go to the clubs, to go to these underground discos, it just, it was a whole nother world. It was really an amazing journey to go into those places and feel life again.
Carter felt like he had to do something. So somehow, this young filmmaker managed to convince U2 to perform in Sarajevo, sending a message to the world.
When you get famous like that, a lot of people like to think you're a jerk. It's kind of like, it comes with the territory. They're not, they're just regular human beings that have kids and want to see them do well and want to be artists. And so I think they've had a huge impact. Phenomenal. Musically, in some ways, activism-wise. This was what we did was extremely risky for them to do. Live broadcast in a war where we could have been killed live, right? There was no control in any of that. And they just did it.
Carter says the concert was intended to send a message to the world.
And what we were trying to do is make it raw, so that if you were at that concert and you saw the satellites, you saw someone your age. You saw an 18-year-old. You saw someone who was 22. And you heard them talking in sentences and in thinking and quiet. And it just made us, we wanted to connect humans, 100,000 humans in Rome, to these people in Sarajevo and remember, oh, they're actually humans. That was the point of the satellites.
Kiss the Future is based on Carter's book, Fools Rush In. The documentary was backed by Matt Damon, Ben Affleck, and of course, U2. Kiss the Future is heading to Paramount Plus soon.
How prepared is your family if a wildfire shows up at your doorstep, or a flood, or an earthquake? You can't just turn away a natural disaster. That's why it's important to go to ready.gov/plan now. It has the tools and tips you need to make an emergency plan with your family. So if disaster comes knocking,
let's go.
You'll be ready to help keep your family safe.
It's just a pizza.
Yes. Make a plan today.
If you need to do something to feel okay to drive, you're not okay to drive. Don't drive buzzed.
Welcome back to NAZ Today. My name is Nicole Rutherford, and I'll be your student forecaster for this evening. Taking a look at Flagstaff currently, we have a temperature of 68 degrees with clear skies. We also have some wind speeds coming from the southwest direction at about 14 miles per hour. Our current satellite today shows us no cloud coverage in the state. Make sure to enjoy those clear blue skies. Daily Almanac gives us our temperatures for today. We have a high of 68 degrees with a low of 38 degrees. Our average temperatures, we have an average high of 65 degrees with an average low of 28. And if you look at our records, in 1979, we had a record high of 62 degrees, and in 2007, we had a record low of 47 degrees. Our temperatures today, for our high temperatures, we have Las Vegas with a high of 89, Kingman a high of 82, Prescott a high of 75, Sedona a high of 79, and Winslow with a high of 73. Tonight we do have a forecast low of 68 degrees with clear skies. If you're outside tonight, make sure to look up at the stars. Our sunset is supposed to be at 7:12 p.m. Tomorrow we have a forecast high of 66 degrees with sunny skies. Our sunrise is supposed to be at 5:35 a.m. Our forecast temperatures throughout the state, we have Lake Havasu with a low of 69, high of 87, Prescott a low of 45, high of 73, Phoenix a low of 66, high of 91, Payson a low of 46, high of 74, and Page with a low of 48 and a high of 79. Flagstaff Extended shows us our weather from Wednesday through Sunday. It looks like we do have sunny skies. Wednesday we have a high of 66, low of 34. Thursday a high of 67, low of 37. Friday a high of 68, low of 38. Saturday a high of 68 again with a low of 40. And then Sunday we have a high of 62 and a low of 33. That's all I have for you guys today for the weather, so I'll take it back to the anchors at the desk.
Thanks, Nicole. Now that is all we have for you tonight. Thank you for joining us for this special edition of NAZ Today.
We'll see you in the fall. In the meantime, make sure to follow our socials at NAZ Today_. Have a great summer, and we'll see you soon. Good night.